Welcome back to the stream, everybody. Officially live for the deciding map between Forze and Finest. Kenzie on the initial peak top mid lands the headshot onto Robin. Shocks does get the trade. Finest continuing to advance towards the A side. Anarchez whips out that USP. Headshots Zort and Big Pit. That's going to free up Kreese to get the plant here. It looks like he's actually going to reposition the plant to the back of sight. One-man advantage still here for Team Finest. This is going to be a difficult 3v4 retake for Forze. Jerry on the peak from Library, but it's a late headshot, and Forze is going to be just falling back to save this gear now. Bomb officially detonates, and Finest secures the first half pistol round here on Inferno. Finest with 2 players up, banana bomb at T ramp and 2 in alt. Forze did force buy up here, 3 Desert Eagles and 2 MP9s. Using some mollies in utility here towards the B side. Kreese leading the way on to B. It's a full B commit from Finest. Kreese drops Norway between barrels. He gets a second kill back of sight, but that was a trade. Forze already getting 2 defensive stops there at the B side, brings it to a 3-on-3. Jerry surviving with only a single HP is eventually finished off by Kreese towards construction. Able to kill Kenzie there. Just past cross. That leaves only Zort remaining near CT spawn. Kreese gonna kill him through the smoke at cross, and Team Finest now up by 2 rounds early here on the decider. Finest letting quite a bit of time off the clock. They do have the economic advantage this round. Looks like it's going to be another B commit from Finest. 3 terrorists already making their way into sight. Contact now made. Kreese drops 2 coming in from construction, but Kenzie and Jerry able to trade back. Anarchez does get another kill towards construction, but another trade comes out, leaving us in a 2-on-2. Shalfie does spot Martine there, recovering the C4, but not able to do any damage to him. Martine falling back through mid now with the bomb. Looking to regroup with Shocks over here at the A site. Looks like this will be an A plant from Team Finest. Forze not able to get a proper look at that retake. Finest up by 3. Forze did save some AKs from that. So this is a full rifle round from them. Zort on the AWP as well. Zort on the early peek down. Banana does finish off Robin. Zort on the repeak from Sandbags gets the reaction op shot onto Kreese. 2 down on Finest. Good start to the round for Forze. Let's see if they can close it out. Shalfie on the peak from Arch does come up with another kill for the CT side. Shocks down. That's going to leave only Anarquez and Martine remaining here for Team Finest. Martine leading the way up lane for that duo. Martine does kill Shalfie here, just behind default in the A site, but he's been spotted from Big Pit. Regardless, Martine making his way through that smoke onto the site. Anarquez planting the bomb at hidden corner. Finest looking to hold this in a 2v3. Jerry does only have 5 HP, making his way out library. Zort rotating in from balcony does kill Martine towards Graveyard, but Anarquez gets the trade +1 in the side, and Anarquez with the close range op headshot onto Kenzie. And what just happened? Anarquez getting 3 incredibly clutch op kills there from the site, and that's going to put Team Finest up by 4. On the peak from top mid does kill Robin. Shocks able to get the trade. Leaves us in a 4-on-4, minute 5 on the clock. Forze looking for their first round of the map. Marquez does get a nice pick there over towards Arch. One-man advantage for Finest. Anarquez surviving that last skirmish with only 3 HP. Martine and Boiler does take care of Kenzie just outside Boiler, but he's traded out a couple moments later by Zort from Big Pit. Still a one-man advantage for Finest. They actually pushed all the way through Arch and CT spawn, now wrapping around onto the B site. They're spotted by Jerry in construction, but Kreese accidentally team killing Anarquez there. Anarquez only had 3 HP, so he was a nice prime target to be in jeopardy there. But Jerry with only 3 HP as well here on the Forze side after being spotted in construction. He's finished off by Kreese as well. Zort still going for this 1v2. He hears both players back sight, but he's not positive about that. He knew he heard at least one pair of footsteps, but he still checked second barrels there. Regardless, Zort not with enough time to go for this one. He falls back. Now Bananas T-ramp bomb officially detonates. Team Finest now up by 5. looks like Forze has taken a timeout here. Going to try to slow down this Team Finest momentum. Just a lot of confidence being shown here on the terrorist side. Looks like live play will be resuming. Forze on a semi-buy here, 257s, a Deagle. They still do have an MP9 and an Op to work with as well. Cherry with the initial stop there at the end of Banana. Martin does trade him out. Finest still lurking at Banana. Martin somehow surviving that Op peak from Zord at cross, and Norway actually going to finish off Martin from the front of site. Shock's able to trade at barrels. Leaves us in a 3-on-3. Team Finest flooding the site though. Shock's is able to get the C4 planted. Zord trying to get some spam damage done here with the Op from construction, but not quite getting what he was looking for there. Robin at dark corner barrels does peek towards construction and get one. Trade goes out, leaves us in a 2-on-2. Zord's scope is heard there in the site by Shocksalad. Old Force players now falling back. CT spawn to save those weapons, but Kenzie not able to do so, killed by Shocks after Kenzie waited out in the open to try to get that exit. Zord with only 16 HP making his way through Arch to mid, and he does successfully get through Arch to save that weapon. So Zord retaining that AWP, his teammates buying up silenced M4s, but Finest still flawless here on Inferno, leading 6-0. Shalfie on the early push down. Banana drops one, almost kills Kreese. He would have just needed to shoot one more bullet, but he didn't realize it. Shock's able to drop one at Arch side near Cubby. Anarquez does kill Jerry at Cubby, but it's only Anarquez remaining here after Kenzie picks off Martin from Big Pit towards A. Anarquez with a late kill there at Arch, but time will expire. So Forze will indeed get their first round of the map. Let's see if they can build off that and get back into this one. major contact being made yet. Finest now pushing through top mid. It looks like this is an A commit from Finest. Kenzie drops one from Graveyard. No trade goes out. Kenzie re-peaks, does some more damage, but still no kills going out yet from either team after Shocks fell. Jerry does get an initial defensive stop there at Banana, but trade goes out. It's only Martine remaining. He is running onto the B side, gets the bomb planted, takes some damage through the smoke at cross. Martine with only 15 HP. I can't imagine he can do too much here. Makes his way back to Banana, finished off by Kenzie. More than enough time to defuse here, and Forze has grabbed a second round for themselves here on the deciding map. Shocks taking some early damage there at mid, an op shot to the leg. The man's bleeding, needs stitches, still making his way through A halls here. And Finest doesn't realize that Shalfie's all the way pushed down Banana. Shalfie does kill Robin on T ramp, but Martine able to react in time to get the trade with the Desert Eagle. Less than a minute remaining here for Finest. They still have 3 players lurking back by the beginning of Banana. One player actually still way back. Is Kreese lagged out or something? Not sure what's going on with Kreese, but there's some more defensive stops that go out there at the B site. Bomb is down. Kreese has been disconnected from the server. I imagine a tech pause is inbound. And Finest does indeed call for a technical pause. Hopefully nothing too serious here. Hang tight for just a couple minutes, guys. Waiting for Kreese to reconnect here, and then we'll be good to go. Live play resuming. Finest is on a full buy here. We'll see if that brief break kind of messed with Finest or not. Narquez on the peak to top mid from alt. Does a decent amount of damage, but gets tagged down to 16 HP in response there. Committing to the B push. Norway does get the initial stop, but the trades go out. Finest taking a lot of damage there. 3 players extremely low. 16 HP, 3 and 4. Forze can retake there. Martine does take out Jerry with a Molotov. Robin kills Kenzie on the rotation there. From spawn as well. Anarch is able to get that final op shot onto Shalfie. So Finest, despite having a combined HP of 23 there, still able to outlast. And Finest, both with some nice kills there at Banana. Or Kreese and Robin, excuse me. Finest still thinking about taking this B, but it's not a B commit yet. Finest now flooding the site, not met by any contest. Forze set up on A right now. It looks like they are indeed. Just going to be saving these rifles now. Bomb officially detonates. Finest now back up by 5. Let's see how Forze responds to this adversity. Forze retaining 3 rifles from last round. Jerry and Shalfie going to be rounding out the CT lineup with Deagles in hand. Able to get the initial pick there. Top mid. Finest using that as their cue to hit the A site. Sword peeking out from balcony does kill one. Robin gets the trade, but Kenzie was up in halls as well. He takes out Robin. Kree's able to trade back +1. That frees up Martine to get the plant here at the A site. And Norway as the final CT remaining. Looks like he will just be saving that A1S over at the B site. Team Finest increasing that lead to 6 rounds. And Forze starting to run out of opportunities here to come back. If things keep trending in this direction, Forze is in for a bit of an uphill battle, to say the least, in the second half. On the peek into window, comes up with the spam headshot. Martine down. Finest still with 3 on Banana. It looks like they were thinking about the B commit, but now falling back to mid. That was actually 4 on Banana, falling back to mid now. Forze still has 3 at B. Finest rotating back onto Banana. Anarchez peeking towards B entry. Does take out Zort. Robin able to get the close range headshot onto Jerry just past half wall. 1-man advantage for Team Finest. They're flooding the B side. Shocks able to get that headshot just in front of dark corner. Norway down. That's going to free up Anarchez to get the plant down at Coffin. It looks like Kenzie and Shalfie once again just going to be saving these weapons on the Forze side. Finest with their largest lead of the map and of the series, now up by 7. Forze absolutely needs to win out these last 2 rounds of the first half if they want to have any shot at this comeback. I just can't see them attempting any sort of comeback if Finest ends this half 12-3. I mean, we've seen it before. We've seen some nice comebacks from Forze in recent history as well, but Finest just seems very sharp here in the past 2 maps. Norway with the initial kill there onto Sandbags. Trade does not go out. Smokes are down at cross and B entry. Jerry going to be boosting his teammate up on Flower Pot there at the B site. That's Norway boosted up, but Finest still lurking towards the A site. Martin on the wraparound from Arch side does kill Shalfie. Close range here, opposite of Cubby. Zort in the back of site still drops 2 with the A1S. Pre-fires looking for a third, but he won't need to get it. Kenzie finishes off Anarchist, and Zort gets a third A1S headshot from the back of the A site. Shocks down in a 4th round. Does go the way of Forze. As we head into the final round of the first half, this is essentially another must-win round for Forze here. Martine with the initial kill there over an alt. Trade goes out. Finest still with a minute 15 to work with here. Shocks lurking up mid, doesn't check his quad side. Crucial mistake there from Shocks. Not sure why he felt so confident about no one being quad or lane there. Meanwhile, Robin kills another at the A site, but Kenzie drops 2, actually 3 from hidden corner there in the A site. And Forze not out of this one yet, folks. They slice that lead of Finest down to 5 rounds. And we'll be back in just a couple minutes for the second half. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah. Let's talk. Look, ayo, we rose from the dust to the sun. They claiming that we the one, never one-on-one. Teamwork till we done. Sent on a mission, we got ambition. Never scared, we won't run. Never one and done. Some sit back and some like the hunt. I pick my teammates up when they fall. And if I ball, we all ball. Crashing balls, crossovers and all. Just call us the balls. Don't fear nothing, call us galore. Serving them all. We outside, we barely indoors because we gave it everything when we had nothing. Gave it everything when we had nothing. Holding on by a thread, couldn't grab nothing. Seems we moved on to a better place. Shine, shine away from the shade. But now that we're here, ain't no going back. This is the moment to go. This is the moment to shine. This is the moment to show. Show me the rocks you could climb. This is the moment to feel the path.
Welcome back to the stream, everybody. Second half of the deciding map officially upon us here. Finest with a very interesting setup here. 4 stacked A. 1 keeping an eye on the B side. Contact surely about to be made here. Top mid. Forze already pushing out top mid. They down Shocks on the left-hand side, looking for another kill towards Cubby. They get it. 2 kills committed by Forze there at lane as well. A trade did go out. 2 trades went out, but it's only Robin remaining there outside library. Norway able to hit that final Glock headshot onto Robin as well. And a great start to the second half here from Forze. Essentially a flawless mid-take. And Forze pretty much back within striking distance again, trailing by 4 rounds. That will lead to a timeout being taken here by Finest. Live play resuming. We'll see if this force buy from Finest pays off or not. Looks like they discussed that little boost in stack over here at Arch during the timeout. Robin dropping the initial HE nade there at Banana, letting his presence be known. I think Finest trying to give the illusion that there's more than one player there at the B site, but Forze, regardless, still pushing towards A here. Jerry lurking towards that trap at Arch, but he holds off for a moment just before getting to that smoke in front of Arch. Head stack is still present. Kreese from the top of Plywood does take care of Jerry after that smoke dissipates with the MP9. One-man advantage for Forze. They're still looking to take the A side. Shock's able to kill Shalfie there at lane. Shock's good for a second deagle kill at lane. Trade goes out from Zort, but Martine able to trade back and pick up the Galil. It's only Norway remaining now for Forze, making his way onto the B side with the C4, but the quick switch is going to cost him. Robin able to land the P250 headshot there, and that will be an 11th round going to Team Finest. Forze not left with enough cash for a proper buy here. We'll see if Finest can take advantage of that. Forze is on the force buy here. 4 Desert Eagles and a P250 in the hands of Norway. I do feel that Forze would have a better chance at the A site this round, despite the fact that they've already gone A twice in a row. Kreese on the peak from mid-cubby. Long-range MAC-10 headshot lands. Great peak from Kreese. Trade does not go out. Forze needs to finish him off soon. He's still in cubby. You cannot let Kreese just hang out there. And Kreese peeking again and drops 2 with the MAC-10. And Forze just falling apart after not getting that trade at mid-cubby. There's, oh man, you cannot let Kreese survive there. He only had a MAC-10 and he's still able to take out 3 from that position. That should just not happen. Forze, I'm sure, not too thrilled about how that played out. They're not able to get a single kill there. And they find themselves on the full save as a result of that. 5 Glocks, no armor, no nades, no nothing here. On the T side, Shalfie does have a Zeus. It would be interesting to see if he can get himself into a position to use that. Two HE nades being thrown in unison down Banana to T ramp. That does tag Zort down to 42 HP, so not a good sign there from Forze. Martine on the peak from half wall. Drops 2, make that 3, but they get 4K from Martine. The tap headshot comes out at the end there. He's not going to get the ace. Kree's going to steal it top mid there with the Mac 10. But what a play from Martine at Banana with the AK-47. That's going to put Finest up by 7, and Forze running out of opportunities here to get back in this one. Finest seemingly just pulling away now after what seemed like could have potentially been Forze closing things out in 2 maps after making the comeback last map. But that's not looking like the case now. Forze would need to make another dramatic comeback. 7 rounds in a row. They would need to catch up here. Well, let's see what they can do. Forze is on a full buy once more here. 4 AK-47s, Norway having to settle for the Galil. Peek at the end of Banana towards Cross. Does do a little bit of damage onto Robin, but not a whole lot of contact being made yet this round. Forze now falling back with 3 into Banana, including the C4. Just over 30 seconds remaining. Forze gonna have to do it big here at the B site. No time to turn around. This will be a B commit, but Robin peeking into Banana does drop Zort. Norway with the immediate trade. A little headshot lands, leaves us in a 4-on-4 situation. Forze making their way onto the B side. Kenzie looking for the plant in front of Coffin. He's going for it, even though Martine's right there behind him at construction. Plant still goes down. Norway does finish off Martine at construction. It's a 1-man advantage for Forze. They do have 3 players tagged right now, but all 3 of them still above half HP. And Finest probably going to have to save this one. Kenzie on the peak into construction. Kree's down. Jerry able to get the AK kill through Cross into CT spawn as well. Shock's not going to be allowed to save this round. It's going to be only Anarchez slipping away to save a rifle here for Team Finest. Anarchez going to be using that AK-47 here as we get later into the second half, but Forze still in this one. They would need 6 in a row now to catch up, but it's not out of the question. They just did it on map 2. Can they do it back to back though? That's a lot of energy being used to do that series of comebacks back to back, is especially against a team like Finest, who's showing a lot of chemistry here on their core maps. Initial kill goes out at Banana by Finest just past half wall. Forze tried what they could to get the trade, but just not successful in doing so. Way into the B side late here for Forze. He's going to run into the crosshairs of Robin. No trade goes out. Forze falling back down. Banana to mid. Anarchez able to pick off Kenzie as he pushes through Arch there. There's only 2 players remaining here for Forze. It looks like Norway and Zort going to have no other option but to save these rifles. It's like Finest not going on the hunt here, so Forze will be allotted to save those AK-47s, but that's going to mean Finest will indeed be going up 14-7 here, inching closer to a 2-1 series victory. Forze going to have to pull out some serious moves here in the next round. Forze not taking a timeout. If they were going to take one, this would be the time. Forze does have 5 AK-47s to work with once more, but they're going to need some serious innovation this round. They almost need some sort of cheesy fake or overwhelming take with 4 HEs in unison or something. So they just need something ridiculous to get the chemistry back in their favor right now. But they need so many rounds, you know, they're going to have to show a lot of innovation at both sides if they are going to make this comeback. Forze could have just got a couple more rounds there in the first half. They were able to start coming back and got 5 in the first half, but still just too much of a deficit to go in the second half. As in, Kreese still at Cubby. They're finally finished off by Jerry, who was right next to him in the smoke. It almost looked like he was going for the knife. I think he was for a moment. Jerry able to get another kill there towards Arch, but Robin able to trade out +1. Kenzie able to kill one in the A site, but Shocks trades back +1. It's only Norway remaining here. His footsteps are heard by Shocks in the site, but Norway landing the headshot over default boxes, recovers the C4, steps into the A site in front of hidden box there, but Martine already rotating in from Arch side to the back of site. Looks like he's looking for an op to save here. He's going to pick it up, has more than enough time to defuse, and that will indeed put Finest at map and series point. Well, Forze would need 8 in a row here to push overtime. Might just be too tall of a task. They're into this round with 3 Galils, 2 AKs, but Anarchist peeking from Cubby drops 1. Shocks a lot on the crossfire from Quad, gets another Kreese with a headshot on balcony. Zort was able to get a headshot at mid onto Anarchist during that chaos, but it's only Jerry and Zort remaining here for Forze 2v3 situation now, as Zort is able to get another pick at the Arch side. Jerry able to take out Shocks just past Library Cubby as well, and suddenly it's a 2-on-2, potentially winnable here for Forze, but Kreese on the peak from Big Pit, and that's a critical kill there from Kreese. Zort not able to get the trade. He's falling back through mid now with the C4 headed up banana. 35 seconds remaining. It appears Zort will be able to get the plant at the B site without any further contest here. But he needs to just go for it. He's still clearing to be safe, but he has room. Zort gets the bomb planted in front of Coffin, falls back to Dark Spot. Will the comeback stay alive in any regard here? Zort on the peak towards second, barrels Kreese down. It's a 1v1 situation. Martine approaching dark corner, does land the AK-47 headshot. Zort down, and Martine does have just enough time for the defuse as he had a kit in hand. And Finest able to close this one out 2-1 after what was a bit of a back and forth series there. Finest had the substantial lead there in map 2, but ultimately ultimately Forze made a massive comeback in the second map there on Overpass. Finest was still able to close out, so Forze did not close this out in 2 maps, and then I'm sure a lot of the audience here thought Forze could close it out in 3 as they are the favorite in this matchup, but that just wasn't the case. Both teams do have a great recent history on Inferno, but Finest essentially just showing more chemistry there on Inferno, just looking sharper, looking like they're more practiced recently on Inferno, even though I know that's probably not the case. But ultimately, Finest keeping their composure. Forze looked like a couple times they might get back into it there in the second half, but just couldn't make it happen. We'll have more of a recap of all regions of Premier next time we go live. I've got a lot more to say about the division, but right now we're actually going to send you guys over to Flom, the 50k iBuy Power qualifiers going on, ATK versus Goomba Stomp, which is actually the core of the One Tap squad. So thanks for coming out today, guys. Hit that follow button in the corner if you haven't yet. You can follow me on Twitter as well, at Hamtaro1H. And with that, I'm going to send it over to Flom, guys. Have a great one. Be sure to catch the Arrows match tonight, too. It'll be on the main ESL channel, ESL under CSGO. Arrows versus Limitless, who are actually the ex-Arrows team. So it should be a good one, guys. All right. Sending it over to Flom here, ATK versus Goomba Stomp, a.k.a. One Tap.